Your microphone is muted. You usually tell me when the mic is muted, and I still don't catch it. But nah, what's up with it, y'all? Yeah, we back with another one. I was seeing this stuff going on in Iran, which I'm gonna do another video on dude, but it's like I really don't be wanting to waste my time because all he doing is talking shit, and he's not even making no valid points about anything, not addressing anything I said. So it's like you just like a waste of my time, like literally a waste of my time. But I know you wanted me to do a video on you so bad, so I did one. Now I'm about to get back off into some other stuff that's actually going on that it's trippy. It's like Donald Trump and what he said about Iran, and then and then it went from that to a ceasefire. Like I didn't know what was going on, so I said, "Dang, let me go and check this out and do a video as I'm checking it out at the same time, as I'm looking at it." So then we'll get back to our regular scheduled programming. But all in all, yeah, I was tripping off that, of that tweet that Donald Trump put up. He was like talking about wiping out a whole nation. I'm like, golly, I'm like, see, I said, that's something. And I ain't gonna say it's just white people, because you got these other countries that do the same thing. They'll just try to wipe out a whole people, you know, and it's crazy to even think about that you would even go there to try to wipe out a whole race of people, bro. It's like, why would you even say something like that? But let's get into the video and see what people got to say about it.
A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. Those are his words. I'm reading from here. He doesn't want that to happen, but it probably will. You know what civilization I really would like to have technically die? The top 1%. Here's the thing. Here's my personal belief. No one should make over $500,000 a year. No one. Celebrities? Nope. Sorry. $500,000 a year. That's how much you should make. Companies, if you are saying, oh my God, we made billions of dollars this year in profits, cool. Cut the profits in half. That half goes to the company to help the company for future endeavors. The other half goes to your bottom percent of employees. Sports people, if you make over $500,000 a year, you should only be capped at $500,000 a year. The other rest of the money should go into a account for, quote, retirement, because you're going to obviously get hurt. This, inevitably, if there was a cap at $500,000 a year, no one would go beyond that. Like, yeah. This way, the top, it literally sandwiches the classes more together, instead of having this extremist that's way the fuck up here and everyone else down here. Also, minimum wage should be between $20 and $25 an hour. That's roughly around $50,000 a year. Sorry, not sorry. Teachers should get paid closer to $100,000. All costs should stay the same. And if you think that it's not possible, German employees, when I was there in 2006, the person that was working behind the counter at a McDonald's was getting paid $18.75. They had trainee badge on. Said trainee. $18.75 in euros. The cost of living is also lower in Europe. The other thing is that the Big Mac meal at the time cost me $2.50. $2.50 in euros. Can't be done. Can't be done for cheap food, good quality food, good quality food, right, and good pay. Right. No, we just have greedy motherfuckers in the United
That's it
States.
right there.
And it's got to stop. And that's the top 1% that I want gone. So his whole civilization will die tonight.
That's crazy.
He got on social media and threatened the eradication of a people. This is what we've reduced ourselves to. This is the representation of the supposed greatest country on earth. We've witnessed the normalization of many things, but a world leader openly calling for the extermination of an entire population marks a new nadir in our moral descent. And when the President of the United States threatens genocide, the world doesn't analyze his intent. They don't stop to question whether he plans to follow through. It prepares for impact. Every nuclear-armed nation watches and accelerates their own weapons programs.
I think he was mad about them Lego videos. I told you, Trump gonna see them Lego videos. He gonna get mad. He gonna be like, boy, I'll push the button on all y'all.
This is the catalyst for nuclear proliferation. And the fixation on invoking the 25th Amendment and debating his mental capacity to govern fundamentally misses the point. Is there cognitive decline there? Almost certainly. Is he neurologically fit for his position? Emphatically no. But to frame this genocidal proclamation as merely a symptom of a failing mind undermines the gravity of what he's declared and what it means. Because honestly, this tweet is the crystallization of a worldview that he has always had. My way or the highway. This is the foundation of his entire approach to power. What we're witnessing isn't a departure from his character, but the ultimate expression of it.
Said right after they agreed for 2 weeks not to attack each other, Israel attacked right after that.
This pattern of behavior has been consistent from the very start. Eliminate those who disagree, silence dissent, accumulate power at any cost. The only variable is the scale of authority we've granted him. The mentality that drove him to ban journalists, investigators, and pressure elected officials has now metastasized into a threat of global annihilation. But come on, y'all, he's been escalating to this moment since the beginning, and it's arrived because he's faced zero consequences for his transgressions. Each unpunished abuse of power has served as the permission for the next egregious one. This isn't an aberration, it's the logical conclusion of everything he's done up until this point and everything he represents. The endless pursuit of power, the insatiable appetite for wealth, the pathological need to dominate. We gave a man who views people as either assets or obstacles ultimate authority, and now we're shocked he treats entire populations as disposable. This was always the path. Does the virus need to go? 100%. But the question shouldn't be whether he is fit to govern. This is about whether we, as a nation and as a global community, can reclaim the very principles of humanity that we have abandoned. The reckoning is not about removing one man from office, but about confronting the darkness within our society that allowed him to get there in the first place, and doing something about it on a broader scale, and dismantling the system that led us here.
But the dismantling the system, you would first have to eradicate everything y'all stand for. Like, because, you know, like when you think about like white people in this country, like the racist white people, like y'all, that's y'all. That's a part of y'all's culture. That's how you guys are, in a sense. A lot of you are just like that, like to where you would destroy a whole people. You've tried it, and you many a times. Like, this is just something that y'all do. Like, and you know, I don't get it. And you know, and then when you see him doing it, this is the part. This is what you do. This is just y'all things, and you run around the whole world doing it. So what did you expect?
That's so crazy. There's no superpower of the world in deal realize that there's actually no justice in the world. If there was justice in the world.
So the news is scary right now. Everything is a mess, and people don't know what to think or what to do. And with American media being taken over by this tiny group of people who are loyal only to their bottom line in this administration, it is more essential than ever to understand your news sources and to know if they are skewed towards one narrative or one political party or one country. The bottom line is we're at war. Our president has threatened nuclear war. He is threatening an entire civilization right now with death. And look at how it's being covered. The right-leaning Daily Caller says Trump threatens Iran as strength of Hormuz deadline looms, while the left-leaning and far more factual Advocate says Trump threatens genocide in Iran. A whole civilization will die tonight. That's the same hideous story. It's just two different spins. It is why I am here to tell you that I use Ground News. I use Ground News because it allows you to sort through all the hundreds of headlines and instantly see the partisan split. Ground News gathers all the related articles from around the world, and they put each source of information in context so the reader knows the political leaning, the reliability, the ownership of the source. This then allows us to compare.
Man, you trying to do like a whole commercial on what news you watch? I don't like to watch the news because it's always spinning the narrative on things.
ترامپ یه توییت دیگه زده که امشب کل تمدن ایران رو نابود میکنم. چرا؟ چون خود ایرانی ها خواستن. منظورش از خود ایرانی ها کیان؟ همون وطن فروشایی که برای تمدید کارت اقامتشون با پرچم شیر خورشید بزن و به رقص کردن تا ما اینجا زیر سنگر
Until the people of Iran are under the barrage of missiles and bombs.
موشک خاکمون رو حفظ نگه داریم. این پرچم یا تو دست ما میمونه یا فردا رو تابوتامون کشیده میشه.
امروز سه‌شنبه 18 فروردینه. الان ساعت 10:16.
Hey, basically what she's saying, we ready.
After the president of these United States woke up and said that an entire civilization will end tonight, the entire world is sitting back, waiting to find out if there is someone in the nuclear chain of command that will stop a sycophantic and simply just sick president who is aided and abetted by a Secretary of Defense who relishes the idea of maximum lethality, protected by a Speaker of the House who refuses to use his Article 1 powers to stop the president from doing something from a military perspective outside of the confines of Congress, and emboldened by decades of Islamophobia. We are collectively sitting and wondering if today the United States will drop a nuclear bomb on Iran for no reason at all. There was nothing that could have prepared me for the second Trump presidency. Honestly, I thought that the COVID era and dealing with a Trump presidency during the COVID era was the most dysregulating thing I'd ever experienced until I have dealt with the last 15 months or so.
With this.
And who knew? After no new wars, that we'd be sitting here trying to emotionally regulate and answer emails, log into Teams calls, and not sure if we were going to commit that type of atrocity today. I don't consider myself a praying person that much anymore. But in my heart, I am praying for the people. But I am sending prayers to the people in that chain of command, that people will be brave, bold, and courageous to say no to the Mad King. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Man, they ain't gonna say no because they gonna be fired. Fired. You go against anything that Trump says, you're going to be fired. You're going to be dealt with. You know, I don't know. I think he's doing it like Kim Jong-il. Like, you know, okay, I got anybody that's against me, I got to get them out of here. But he did it in the worst way. He, like, destroyed them. Like, they was no longer. They don't exist no more. Like, and if I feel like if Trump had that kind of power, that's what he would do. He would make you just disappear. He'd make you disappear if he could.
War crimes and desperation alert from Donald Trump. What he's proposing here is a war crime. He just posted this, or war crimes. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want it to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, okay, the rest is all BS. Here's the thing. This is never going to happen. He's not going to obliterate them, and they're not going to open the Strait of Hormuz. Donald Trump doesn't have a move. If I was in an altercation with someone or some sort of fight, whatever it might be, and I saw them post or say something like this, I would say, oh, we got them. They're on their back heels. So let's continue on doing what we're doing and just let them be the ones that act out. They have all the leverage. They're not going to open the straits. He's not going to obliterate them unless he wants to commit war crimes and end up in an international criminal court. So Donald Trump, this bluster is crazy. He has no options, but we do. The 25th Amendment now.
Wow.
The way Old Boy is talking about wiping out the entirety of Iranian civilization is unhinged, unhealthy, and not how any world leader should talk. The fact that y'all are still gobbling his dick about this and supporting this was never about regime change. It was never about saving Iranian people. It's because Israel needs to destabilize Iran because they want to take more of Lebanon and parts of Iran and parts of Iraq and Syria and parts of Egypt for the Greater Israel Project, and they're really doing that, and the only threat to them doing that is Iran. So they have America trying to fight their wars for them, right? The fact that this man is threatening to wipe out the entire civilization should be calls for the UN, the ICC, NATO to be like, hey, that's unacceptable. You have to stop here now. Except all of these treaties and world organizations and things like that are just ran by the United States and Israel. So they never will face any real consequences for their actions. It's all a smoke show. And for the people who are like, well, you just have to support America. Why do you don't want Americans to lose in a war? You don't want Americans to die. I don't want people to die in general, right? But the fact of the matter is that I don't have to support an unjust and illegal war just because I live in the country that's partaking in said war. I haven't supported a single war that America has fought in my life ever. And I really don't see the point in us having been in Korea or Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, all the illegal actions we took in Central and South America. Like, it's stupid. And to top it up, they're lying to us about the casualties, about the strategy and what's going on, right? I think we just had a failed ground invasion attempt because you don't send two C-130s and a bunch of little birds and stuff like that to go get one or two guys. So they're lying to us about a lot of stuff, which is cool because they lie to us about everything all the time, but they're really bad. This administration's really bad at lying. So I don't get this whole thing. If you support this, then you got some, read up on some history, reassess your humility, your empathy, and your ability to see people who don't look like you as human beings.
It ain't about that. It's about when it's war. It's a war. Like that's just like I don't. We didn't make it. We didn't create it, but we are still a part of it. And when it's war, it's war. It's like So I think you're gonna have to back your country, despite what move. Like you might not agree with it, and like we could say it, but in the end, like. Our kids is going over there fighting the war. Our kids is going over there doing these things. Like, so we don't have no choice but to support it. Despite whether it's right or wrong. Because him as president, I don't think we don't know what moves he making or why he making them. He'll say different things and we'll just run with that. But nobody really knows what the fuck is going through Donald Trump's head when he make these moves that he make. All I know is he's a YN. Trump is a YN. I'm just saying,
President Trump came out and stated he will commit a genocide tonight. He posted this on Truth Social approximately 3 hours ago. He said a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have a complete and total regime change, we're different, smarter, and less radical minds prevail, maybe something revolutionary wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. What a hypocrite to end this with God bless the people of Iran when you just threaten to unalive them all. A whole civilization. This is not about setting the people of Iran free from a regime if you're going to...
Nah, because he's telling you, look, like either you gonna do what we say, or we gonna just erase all of you. Okay, so do you care about your system more than you care about your people? Like, that's what I feel like he said. Do you care about your system that you creating right now more than you care about your people. Because I can just erase the people and then it'll erase the system. I'm not saying it's right or not, but that is just how it works.
Unalive them all. This is 100% about Trump profiting from oil and the stock market. Right now, President Trump and his buddies are losing their minds because the stock market is crashing. And the longer the Strait of Hormuz stays closed, the worse the stock market is going to get for a lot of these people. It's crazy how President Trump publicly stated on Easter Sunday and today that he is going to commit war crimes. And many people are still going to continue to support him. That's not conservatism. That is conservatism. You're conning people for your personal gain. Now I'm just waiting to see if somebody in JAG can use this to justify the troops going to the Middle East as an unlawful order. Because this proves that it's not about protecting the United States. It's about a businessman trying to become richer, making sure his pockets don't go empty. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below.
Hey, which is crazy because that you couldn't say that on the street. Like, I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna erase the whole block. Like, dang, you couldn't say that, bro. They gonna pop up on you. You going to jail. Period. You going to jail.
Guys, is this real? Can someone please tell me that Trump didn't just threaten to genocide a whole civilization? And even if he didn't mean it, the fact that he said it, that can put US in huge danger. I'm just in so much shock. I am terrified of what's gonna happen. Guys, is this...
What if Trump just thought he was a rapper or something and he just got bars? See, like, I got bars. Look, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna erase everything. Yeah, I got bars.
From black Trump voters. Now, right off the bat, if you're black and you voted for Trump or you're still supporting Trump, you are delusional. If you think Trump, I've known Trump for 30 years. If you think he's pro-black people, you're completely delusional. I've been to Mar-a-Lago, I don't know how many times, and I've never seen a black person there. And Mar-a-Lago is a huge place. There's 1,000 people there when I used to go there for a fundraiser or an event. Never seen a black person. I've never seen a single black person there. Okay? Trump is not a fan of black people, but you probably didn't see this. If you're still supporting him, you probably didn't see how he snuck this in a couple of days ago. So a couple of days ago, if you're not familiar, Trump pulled back the law that kept federal workers in federal buildings from segregating bathrooms, drinking fountains, work areas from blacks and whites or any other race. Okay, it was always black and white, but that's what the law says. He pulled it. Okay, now we're going back to the days of the early 60s, late 50s, 1950s and before, where there were black water fountains, colored water fountains is what they called them for coloreds, and white water fountains, and restaurants. And now in federal buildings, they can discriminate against you. Okay, let me tell you, if you didn't know that, let me tell you what's next. It's coming. Watch. The civil rights from black Trump voters. Now, right off the bat, if you're black,
I didn't even let him finish that. Dang.
Culture on the National Mall.
I don't want to get in trouble.
This nation to not be afraid of our own history.
The 14-hour journey and protest of what he says is the erasing of important history. The context, decades-old artifacts related to slavery and civil rights are rotating out of exhibits at the museum as a potential White House review looms large. In late March, President Trump signed an executive order demanding, in part, the museum take down any exhibits that, quote, divide Americans based on race. But now the White House says that it's washing its hands of any involvement in changes at the museum.
If you don't know the horrors and literally the hell that we went through and the harm we went through, you may not see a need for a parent.
And Democrats in Congress sounding the alarm, signing a letter and introducing legislation to protect civil rights landmarks. NBC News went inside the museum and found at least 32 artifacts currently removed, including Harriet Tubman's Book of Hymns. She led enslaved people to freedom through the Underground Railroad. And the narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass, the memoir of one of the most important leaders in the abolitionist movement. Both items gifted to the Smithsonian. The institution pushing back on critics, saying on their website, quote, claim.
It's like all they do, like they be trying to repeat history. You know, the way they erased it before. They use the same, they don't even change their tactics on how they try to do things.
That objects have been removed for reasons other than adherence to standard loan agreements or museum practices are false. It also lists 11 new artifacts coming on display later this month. The museum reiterating in an email to NBC News that rotating objects is normal. But Liz Brazelton, the owner of a diary connected to the Oscar-winning film 12 Years a Slave, isn't convinced. She's the great-great-granddaughter of the lawyer who helped free Solomon Northam, a free black man who was kidnapped and forced into slavery.
I grew up with the diaries. My mother had the diaries.
They didn't say African, man. My auntie didn't like that, though. Don't call me black. I ain't black. I don't know what name she was going to use, but she was like, don't call me black and don't call me African. And at 78 years old, you can't do nothing but respect it.
The most important thing in his diaries was the fact that he did help free this man who was a free man of color.
She gave one of his diaries to the museum in September 2015 on a 10-year loan. But before the end of the term, the museum sent her a letter in March saying, quote, "We have decided to move ahead with the return a bit early to coincide with our internal gallery rotation schedule." The letter, sent 2 weeks before President Trump signed the executive order targeting the Smithsonian, raising a red flag for Brazelton.
When I saw the executive order, I wondered if they maybe knew something was going to happen and they rotated it out early because it was about slavery, that entire exhibit.
The Smithsonian declined NBC's request for an interview, but repeated in the email it was a scheduled rotation and was done to, quote, allow for necessary rest following an extended display period.
Were you ever told between 2016 and 2025 that your family's ledger was ever taken off of exhibit or rotated out?
No, as far as I know, it stayed in the exhibit until recently.
Prominent pastor and civil rights leader, Reverend Amos C. Brown, lent two of his books to the museum when it opened in 2016, including a Bible he carried during protests with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
How were you feeling when the museum opened up?
I was feeling that through this museum, America will see me, will see Black people.
But earlier this year, the Smithsonian sent him an email saying they would return his books. The museum called it a standard practice, adding the loan expired in May. Brown calls it an excuse, telling us the museum always chose to renew until now.
I feel it to be very much inhumane, disrespectful, and downright unjust.
After his public pushback, the museum offered to keep the books permanently, according to a letter reviewed by NBC News. The broader controversy becoming increasingly political. House Democrats are demanding the vice president, who sits on the museum board, not to overhaul it. In a letter saying this flagrant attempt to erase Black history is unacceptable and must be stopped.
To tell the truth means to share both the good and the bad. And if we don't tell our stories, who will tell our stories?
We reached out to the White House for comment. An official tells us, quote, the White House had no involvement in removing any exhibit from the National Museum of African American History and Culture or any other Smithsonian institution. They did this on their own accord. Reverend Turner still walking to shine a brighter spotlight on the museum's artifacts getting pulled from displays.
That story cannot die. I don't care who's in the White House.
Raising the question of whether and how much Black history should be rotating with the country's politics.
It shouldn't even have nothing to do with the politics. That's the problem. That's why it's the way it is now.
Family, please listen to something that Donald Trump said in regards to our National History African American Museum and History and Culture in D.C. You know that he is removing many of the artifacts out of there, return them to their owners, because he says museums in our nation's capital.
Well, it went left. Let me go over here because this would be a whole nother video talking about that.
So a temporary ceasefire has been agreed, but what has the US actually achieved? In the short term, one of the things it wanted, the reopening of that important shipping route, the Strait of Hormuz, has been agreed. But that was a benefit that existed before this war even started. Iran closed the Strait of Hormuz to have leverage after it came under attack by the US and Israel. The US is also claiming victory in this war, with Donald Trump and his Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth saying that they've achieved all their military objectives, including severely depleting Iran's military capabilities. The US is also saying that it has achieved regime change, but if you...
I mean, what y'all need to do is destroy that computer where they making them Lego videos at. Whoever making them Lego videos, that should be the target right now, all right?
You speak to Iranians, they wouldn't agree that that's the case. They say the same regime is in power, the son of the former Ayatollah is now running the country, and if anything, they say it's more hardline. Iran and the US...
I know, but that's the thing, right? What does impeachment even do? It don't put you out of office. So he can get impeached. It's not going to put him out of office. He's still going to be in office, so that's... I don't know. That's crazy, which is crazy.
They're also going to be negotiating on things that Iran would like as well. Things like lifting sanctions on Iran, an end to this conflict in Iran, but other conflicts in the region too, financial compensation for the damage that's been done during this war, and discussions on whether or not Iran can control the Strait of Hormuz going forward. Iran has agreed not to pursue a nuclear weapon too, but that was always its position publicly. It's not clear if the US and Iran will agree on all these points, so we could be back to the same place we were before the ceasefire started in 2 weeks. So a temporary ceasefire...
Iran is saying that it agrees, but I think the challenge is that it's not clear what Iran has agreed to, and whether what the Trump administration and what the Iranian regime have agreed to are frankly the same thing. We've got a statement just in the past hour or so from Iran's Supreme National Security Council, and I just want to tell you part of what that says. Iran demanded the withdrawal of US combat forces from all bases in the region and the establishment of a secure transit protocol in the Strait of Hormuz, ensuring Iran's control over the agreed framework. And then later it goes on to say that the US, the Prime Minister of Pakistan has informed Iran that the American side, despite its outward threats, has accepted these principles as a basis for talks. So effectively, that's the Iranians saying...
I don't know how you're going to threaten them all to wipe them out and then, you know, turn around. Yeah, I don't know, Trump. You tripping. You just be saying shit.
Tonight, that they believe that the Trump administration has agreed to the idea of American bases leaving this region, of the Strait of Hormuz being controlled by the Iranian regime. And what we've got on the other hand is President Trump suggesting that this is the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, of course, that choke point where 20% of the world's oil and gas travels through. Iran is saying that it agrees.
President Trump has just announced it.
All I know is our gas is high and through the roof, okay? Like you say, we need to use the draft to our advantage for resources. Use the United States resources. Forget everyone. Man, yeah, I don't know.
2-week ceasefire with Iran, and Iran appears to have accepted it. It's an astonishing series of events. Hours ago, the president was threatening Iran with massive airstrikes that he said would end Iranian civilization. The United States was going to bomb every power plant across that country and destroy every bridge. Legal experts said that would be a war crime. Over the course of the day, Democrats were calling for Trump's impeachment and savaging his approach to this war. What happens now is unclear. There could be disagreements between the U.S. and Iran in terms of actually implementing this agreement, but the real question for Americans is how they'll see it. Trump supporters will applaud this. They will say Trump was bombastic and said menacing things, but that's just part of the way he brokers what they think are great deals. Trump critics will say the opposite. They'll express exhaustion with the chaos and constant set of crisis that they feel occurs every time Trump is in office.
Yeah,
we won't know where this will play out or what will happen in the months ahead, but over the next 2 weeks, it'll become clear whether the ceasefire will hold or it won't.
We're going to find out soon, but he said impeachment doesn't mean he won't be president. I think vice president takes his place if he get impeached. I don't know. I don't think nobody. I think he stay in office, bro, if he get impeached. I don't know. That's what I I could have sworn when I was reading it. I don't know, but I don't think they're gonna get Trump out of office. Trump is not leaving office, so that's one thing we need to get through our heads. That's not happening, because they put him there for a reason, to fulfill whatever it is that he's doing. He was put there for a reason. They made sure he made it in office. And you know, they see, this is how slick they are, right? They slick because they'll put him up there and they'll let him do all the things that they want him to do, and then because he's gonna take the slack for it. Nobody's gonna take the slack but him. So even when he's told to do certain things or pushed in the position to do certain things, it's not, you know, it's going to be seeming like it's him. And it's like, we already know it's not really him. It's somebody else do this, do that. He's like another puppet in the game. So I think he's going to finish out his whole term, bro. Hey, I feel like that. So, because like it's weird when you think about it. Like every time, bro, when they put somebody in office, you know, and like that person is even making it seem like they gonna do something for us. All this starts happening. They start making wars. They start doing a gang of bullshit. But the whole time we believing when that person get in office, they gonna look out for the people of the United States. And like, it usually don't ever happen. They usually just start doing a lot of weird stuff that everybody be like, I don't like them now. And it's like, but it's always been like this. It's not nothing new.
Just in time for Taco Tuesday, Donald Trump has just announced that he will be calling off his strikes on Iran tonight, his plan to wipe out the entire civilization. He claims that he and Iran have reached a 2-week ceasefire, and Trump...
Yeah, they say, if he's convicted and removed by the Senate, you see, they would have to remove him, meaning they would have to vote him out, right? So it's not gonna happen.
Has made the following post. Trump writes, based on conversations with Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Field Marshal Asim Munir of Pakistan, and wherein they requested that I hold off the destructive force being sent tonight to Iran and subject to the Islamic Republic of Iran agreeing to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz, I agree to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. This will be a double-sided ceasefire. The reason for doing so is that we have already met and exceeded all military objectives, and we are very far along with a definitive agreement concerning long-term peace with Iran and peace in the Middle East. We received a 10-point proposal from Iran and believe it is a workable basis on which to negotiate. Almost all of the various points of past contention have been agreed to between the United States and Iran, but a 2-week period will allow the agreement to be finalized and consummated. On behalf of the United States of America as president and also representing the countries of the Middle East, it is an honor to have this long-term problem close to resolution. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Dang, it's crazy because when you create enemies like that, you say stuff like that. In the future, it's like not gonna have to worry about them coming back and actually trying to do something.
President Donald J. Trump. And the more I read Trump's statements, the less it feels like a taco and the more it feels like full-blown surrender. Because in that post, Donald Trump mentioned that he was open to Iran's 10-point proposal. That would be Iran's framework, not the United States' framework. Exactly. And this reporting came yesterday. Iran submits 10-point proposal via Pakistan to end war, including end to all attacks, full sanctions relief, halt to Israeli strikes, reconstruction support, and guarantees against future attacks, offers to reopen the Strait of Hormuz with a $2 million per ship fee. This was the same proposal that a U.S. official yesterday called maximalist. And Iran is already taking a victory lap. Their state news agency says Trump retreated. And they say we have achieved a great victory and forced the United States to accept our 10-point proposal. And
hey, no matter what's said, each side gonna make it seem like it's a victory
They
lap.
released a statement saying that Trump was basically agreeing to everything they asked for. By the way, I'm very happy to see him surrender and not to try to destroy an entire civilization. So I would say this remains a fluid situation, and we're going to continue to monitor it and stay on top of it. Make sure to spread the word and listen to the Midas Touch podcast.
Hey, they gonna tell they people that. Like, if you really think about it, they gonna make they people, they gonna make it seem like it's a victory. Like the same with us, we gonna make it when really it's just a standstill. Like ain't no victory, ain't nobody won. It was a lot of losses though when you think about it. But ain't nobody won shit.
All three countries involved in this war, the U.S., Iran, and Israel, have now signed off on this 2-week ceasefire, which was brokered with the help of Pakistani officials. Iran has agreed to temporarily reopen the crucial Strait of Hormuz, and all of this coming after an over-the-top presidential threat that alarmed many lawmakers here at home. After nearly 40 days of all-out war, the military strikes in Iran have stopped. President Trump agreeing last night to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks, saying a long-term peace plan is very far along. Traveling in Hungary, Vice President J.D. Vance called it a fragile truce.
You have people who clearly want to come to the negotiating table and work with us to find a good deal. And then you have people who are lying about even the fragile truce that we've already struck.
The truce came just an hour and a half before Trump's 8 p.m. Eastern deadline for a deal, at which point he had vowed to begin targeting civilian infrastructure.
They're going to have no bridges. They're going to have no power plants.
As part of the ceasefire, Iran's foreign minister announced last night, for a period of 2 weeks, safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz will be possible via coordination with Iran's armed forces. For the past 6 weeks, hundreds of oil tankers have been unable to enter the strait, sending oil and gas prices soaring worldwide. Yesterday, some Iranians formed human chains around power plants as Trump's threats intensified. At one point, he warned a whole civilization will die tonight, prompting more than 70 congressional Democrats to call for his impeachment or his removal via the 25th Amendment.
Threatening to eliminate a civilization is comparable to genocide. That's illegal, immoral.
Some Republicans.
Where the hell is Trump actually from? Because to do that, like, you just threaten all of them. Like, look, man, I'm trying to be cool. Well, let me just say this. Look, all y'all can get it. Don't matter who you are over there. Everybody can get it. I'm going to blow your whole, I'm going to blow your whole, I'm going to blow everything out the water. We're not even going to know that that was a place anymore. I'm trying to erase you from history. It's like, what the fuck, bro?
He's also criticized Trump's language. Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska posted on X that it directly endangers Americans, both abroad and at home. Even the Pope weighed in on Trump's threats without using Trump's name.
Attacks on civilian infrastructure is against international law, but that it is also a sign of the hatred, the division, the destruction that the human being is capable of.
Now that a ceasefire is in place.
Don't say the human being. Say what it is. It's just destruction that white people just be destroying shit. You know, we will take out whole nations. We just wipe them out. And, you know, and they will never exist again on this planet. You know, probably scattered out here and there. It's like, man, y'all be destructive as hell. I'm going to just destroy it all. I can't have it. Everybody must go.
We move to the hard part, hammering out a long-term peace agreement that addresses Iran's nuclear plans, its funding of terrorism, and so on. And Iran has its own demands, including a new $2 million fee for ships to pass through the strait. If the U.S. and Iran can't reach a deal on all of this, there is always the possibility, Nora, that this war could resume.
How much they was paying before? Like $2 million? Like, dang. So that's what you, man, Trump ain't hearing that. I guarantee you he's going to be like, no, I'm not. 2 million, bro, for every ship. Like, they must be making billions off each time a ship pass through. I don't know. How much is they actually making off each ship anyway? To just say 2 million. Like, and how many ships is passing through? 2 million?
In a post on his social media account, Trump said he had agreed to, quote, suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of, you guessed it, 2 weeks. And in case you weren't familiar, 2 weeks has long been the president's absolute favorite timeline for putting off promises that he doesn't want to deliver on.
We're going to be sending letters out in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. I can't tell you that, but I'll let you know in about 2 weeks, within 2 weeks. I could answer that question better in 2 weeks. I'll do this at some point over the next 2 weeks. I'll announce it over the next 2 weeks. I'll tell you about that in a month from now or 2 weeks from now.
Trust President Putin.
You know, in about 2 weeks. You can ask that question in 2 weeks, and we'll see. We're going to start selling, hopefully, in about 2 weeks.
It's always 2 weeks. Always 2 weeks. And a post.
He said 2 weeks so much. 2 weeks. About 2. Okay, give me 2 weeks. Like. Dang, say way. Crowds pouring to rinse it. You know, I swear after 2 weeks ceasefire between the United States and Iran was announced, the deal came. So, okay, yeah, what is she saying? One woman at the demonstration said, "We follow the leader. Whatever the leader says is absolute binding." That's what I feel like. Like, even if we against Trump, as Trump is doing these things, we still got to stand by and be like, okay, yeah. We're part of, because he's speaking for everybody here. Like, that's what they do. You just heard her, we follow the leader. We follow the person that's running shit. And we gonna back them no matter what. So it's like,
U.S. and Iran just agreed to a 2-week ceasefire, and here are 3 stocks that I'm buying. Yes, it looks like Trump chickened out. However, inflation is still very high, so I only bought stocks that I was comfortable holding for the next 10-20 years. Part of the deal is to open the Strait of Hormuz, which will stabilize the oil markets, bringing gas prices down, which in turn will also bring inflation down, which is very bullish for the stock market. So hopefully this war ends and they continue the ceasefire. ASTS Space Mobile, I've been loading up this bad boy for the last 2 weeks because I'm so bullish on AI data centers in space, especially with the SpaceX IPO. This could really lift this stock up. Not only that, ASTS is partnering with Verizon and AT&T to bring data and internet services in space. DRAM is a...
Hey, people still getting their money during the war, huh? It's like, hey, this gonna go up, this gonna go down. Check the stocks, invest into this. What are you doing? What are you doing? Because this is what they be doing. This is why they be creating all this chaos. They know where to put their money at when it's going on.
Memory ETF. I actually bought this ETF just yesterday. 50% of this ETF invests in Samsung and SK Hynix, 2 memory chip giants, which you can only invest in the South Korean stock market. Memory chips like HBM and RAM are completely sold out until 2028, causing a major supply shock and increasing the price of chips. Which is also why I was adding Micron stock, which was down 30%. The shortage in memory chips is so bad that Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang said they will buy every single memory chip they can find. The last 5 days, I've been buying this dip. So if you want to see which stocks I'm buying and selling, comment stock. US and Iran just agreed.
Let me save that so I can come back to it later. Yeah, it's all about money, man. That's what it's
Major breaking news. Iran and the United States have agreed to a ceasefire. But this ceasefire is temporary. It will last for only 2 weeks. As part of this agreement, Iran has presented 10 points to the United States, while the U.S. has put forward 15 demands to Iran. Now, all eyes are on April 10th, when important talks will take place in Pakistan. Representatives from both sides will sit face to face. If these talks are successful, this war could finally come to an end, for good. For now, under this temporary ceasefire, both sides have agreed to stop attacks, and Iran has also agreed to keep the Strait of Hormuz open. As soon as the ceasefire was announced, oil prices have started to fall.
Dang. They gonna sit down. They ain't gonna and watch when they come back. Some of the stuff in that 10 points, they ain't accepting that shit.
How about you? Hold on a second.
I missed that memo.
Hold on a second. How about you guys actually deal with reality?
Yes. Yeah.
Five weeks into this. Hold on. No. Let me just ask you a quick question. 5 weeks into this war, Iran's military has been decimated. Nobody disagrees with that.
True.
Okay, its navy decimated, all of that. 5 weeks into this war, first question, why is the Strait of Hormuz closed?
It's closed because they're choosing to harass people going through.
Okay.
With what navy? I thought they
It's not the navy.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that though, huh? Like, with what navy? What firepower if it was destroyed?
It's closed. It's closed. You agree, and that Iran is keeping it closed.
And apparently
why
it's open pending this
the United
ceasefire.
States has threatened to use force to reopen it. We have not. Why have we not done it?
Well, the president asked international coalition to come in and deal with this, and 40 countries met about it last week in the direction of Great Britain.
He's also said we don't need them. He said we could do it ourselves. Why haven't we done it?
He also asked an international coalition to show up and deal with it.
You're not answering my question. Why haven't we done it?
Because he wants other countries to take some responsibility for it.
Literally 48 hours ago, he didn't care about the Straits.
Long-term, short-term, however you look at it, Iran has successfully, from a point of profound weakness, been able to keep the Strait of Hormuz closed. And the reason that we are in this moment where the president is negotiating on their 10-point plan is because it is so important to him that that strait be reopened. And to Bobby's point, they have demonstrated to the world that they have economic leverage over the rest of the world. And so what does the United States do about that? That's the question that we are facing
one thing
right
I
now.
just think is being left out of this, and to your point, which I think is right, listen, yes, their Navy has been set back. The IRGC also has a Navy and has resources, and that's caused us problems. The bottom line is we should not be in a position of weakness in the Straits. And right now, the bottom line is you asked the question, it's really complicated to basically reopen it, right? And that's right. However, the goal should be to crush the leading state sponsor of terror. We should want to massively set back as a country their ballistic missile program and their drone program. We should want to weaken their nuclear program. We've weakened it a bit last June, and I'm hoping when we get the out reports here that we've weakened it more. We should want to set back their terror program, and they want to undermine our freedom and our democracy. We shouldn't gloss over the goal that we should all share.
I don't think anybody's glossing over that.
No, but sometimes I think people are rooting for the wrong side.
No, I don't think.
He just changed up the whole narrative of what she was saying.
Hold on a second. I don't think anybody is rooting for the Iranian regime. I think that's completely off base. What I think, what I think is, listen, there are people. Hold on a second. There are people in the world
who want this to go poorly, so they can blame it on Trump. Is that not true?
The question now is, where do we go from here? Okay, where do we go from here? Those military goals, to your point, have been achieved. But what is the political solution to the nuclear problem? What is this political solution to the terror problem? We'll talk about more of this in our subsequent blocks, but stay with us. Next, Trump's.
They didn't answer. I don't know. I didn't see him answering that question, though.
Do you know the United States has just paused massive airstrikes on Iran? Yes, both Iran and the U.S.
To Fareed Zakaria, who is joining me here in the newsroom. Are you optimistic about what's happened in the last hour?
Well, I'm optimistic in the sense that it's a lot better than what Donald Trump was threatening to,
wiping out civilization.
Wipe out, Iranian civilization. Any of those broad-based expansions of and escalations. But,
they know he wasn't playing. I'm telling you, that dude was not playing. And despite what he would have had, the repercussions he would have had to go through, I feel like he would have did it. He would have just wiped them out.
Negotiations here have been a kind of almost a casebook in how not to negotiate. So it's not surprising that the ceasefire is fragile. You have no actual negotiation going on between the two parties. You have no real trust built up between them. The last two negotiations, the United States was in with Iran. It essentially started bombing Iran in the middle of those negotiations. So it's not surprising that even though there does seem to be some kind of an agreement, it's very fragile, and it's probably going to take a while to work out.
The president indicated tonight that this is kind of well along on things that possibly could be agreed on. It seems like the 10-point plan that Iran has talked about implies Iran control over the Strait of Hormuz, not just in this 2-week period, but afterward. This conflict has shifted from concern over Iran's nuclear program to let's get the Strait of Hormuz open, and you don't hear a lot about Iran's nuclear program now.
So you've hit the nail on the head. This is the single biggest strategic shift that's taken place and strategic loss for the United States and its allies. What this war has done is handed Iran a weapon that is far more usable than nuclear weapons, which is the Strait of Hormuz, choking off global oil supplies, essentially disrupting the global economy. And what they have realized is they have this weapon. They can use it. They can turn it on and off without will. And anything that institutionalizes it means that at this point, the United States and its Gulf allies are in a sense hostage to Iranian good graces in order to get their product out.
So could there be a deal in which Iran remains in control of the Strait of Hormuz?
It seems like Iran will be very reluctant to give up that power and that authority. And just to give you a sense of what a big loss this is, Anderson, the United States' first military actions in 1799 were about freedom of navigation, the so-called quasi-war with France, then the war with the Barbary pirates. That was all about freedom of navigation. Since then, the United States has fought for and tried to maintain the principle of freedom of navigation. As the global superpower, that has been an absolute, we had in 1979, the legislation passed, the Freedom of Navigation Program. That is what is being given up here. The idea that Iran can control one of the key choke points of the world economy flies in the face of the whole basic responsibility the U.S. had. And as you say, this was not an issue. For 47 years of tension with the U.S. and Iran never closed the Strait of Hormuz. So the United States and Israel have somehow handed Iran a weapon at the end of this that they never had. And as you said, the nuclear program is not even in the 10 points.
So if Iran remains, building a nuclear program,
that I don't said if you won't mod me, just ban me. I don't know you to mod you.
Program or
you
the
can ban
capabilities
yourself.
To have a nuclear device and then gets control of the Strait of Hormuz, they would end up in a better situation than they were before this.
Right. So they have then the nuclear stockpile, which they have this maritime position of power. But remember, they're also proposing and Iran's parliament has passed legislation to this effect to charge $2 million per ship. So the number of ships that normally cross the Strait of Hormuz is about 100. You do the math, and J.P. Morgan has done the math, that is $90 billion of additional revenue for Iran, on top of about 50 to 60 billion in oil revenues.
That's a lot of ballistic missiles.
All of a sudden, Iran is, after Saudi Arabia, the richest country in the...
Oh, so they're trying to double it from 1 million to 2 million? Is that basically what he said?
At least. Oh. And so you've taken an Iran that was weak, contained, its nuclear program shattered, and you've given it control.
I didn't say remove the comment. I didn't even understand what you were saying, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. I didn't even understand what you were saying.
The Strait, enormous new revenue flows, and the nuclear stockpile. It's a very strange outcome.
So much for the art of the deal. Fareed Zakaria, thanks very much. Coming up next, the domestic to.
Yeah, that's their leverage right there. That is their leverage, which is was given to them. Trump probably didn't think it was gonna be a problem, but it is what it is. But that's wild, bro. I just don't understand. Like, he was gonna wipe them out though. Like, wiping them out is just like, that's just crazy. Like, that you would even say you will wipe out a whole, like, you would even send that threat. And if Trump get impeached, it'll be amazing. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't see it happening. Cause it's weird, cause the higher ups, the games that they play is like, okay, like a chess game, right? When you look at a chess game, it's only two people playing that game. But look at all the representation within the game. Look at, you got the queens, you got the kings, which the king is supposed to be the ruler. The queen, you got the rooks, you got the pawns, and that's only two people playing that game. But look how many people are actually on the board. Like, if you look at it as in people, like you look at the king, the queen, you look at the castle, then within the castle, you got the pawns, you got your knights, you got your bishops, you got all these different ones inside the game that's being controlled by just two people. And the two people got all the people down on the board fighting each other. They're fighting each other. So it's like, this is what they're doing. They in control. So they got us fighting each other, but they're not fighting each other. And that's why I feel like Trump is being controlled by somebody else, something else, to where they not going to get him out of office, bro. Like, that's why they put him there in the first place. Like they got him in there in order to make all these strategic moves for what? For the USA, to try to make America more powerful. You know, because you got to understand, when people get in office, it has to be somebody that can not only do something good, but it has to be somebody that don't care about wiping out a whole nation at the same time. Like, see, that's why that position of president, everybody couldn't literally play that position, because a lot of people, they're going to be soft on a lot of issues, going, well, you know, I feel like, you know, nah, this don't have, those are a whole bunch of people, those people, we can't do that. No, the person that's in power, that's running everything, that's running this system, they have to be strong enough to go, yeah, I will wipe out a whole civilization if I have to. It's been like this since the beginning of time, with anybody that was running the nation, all the way from, you know, way back in ancient history. They had to have strength enough to go, okay, if we have a problem with that nation over there, then we could erase them. And a lot of times this is what they did back in the days. Like, they would erase a whole people. They would destroy them. Like, period. Wipe them off the face of the earth. Destroy all their records. Destroy all their religious beliefs. Destroy all of it. Take it all out. Get rid of all of it. So it'll seem like they never existed. It's probably nations we ain't never heard of that existed over time, but they got destroyed by another nation that erased them and rewrote it. And like, that's what we would like. You standing to be president, bro. You got to be ready to be a person like that can actually do that. Like, even with leaders, like if you go from gang leaders to mob leaders to cartel leaders and different things, they had to be strong enough to wipe people out. Because you're going to always have an opposing side that's going to oppose you and oppose your system. But in order to keep your system in line, you have to destroy theirs. And people, I'm telling you, a lot of people don't have the heart to do that. We don't have the heart to do that. You know, we talk about love and trying to, you know, get along with everybody. But it's just countries out there that's not, you know, it don't work like that. It's like you got country like just like us. Like, you got people out there that just hate us, despise us, just don't like us no matter what. If they could, they would drop a bomb and just destroy the whole USA. You got people out there, they just can't get all the way over here or make it reach over here, but you got people that will destroy this whole thing if they could. Or they find ways to try to control this thing over here. So we have to have somebody in there that is like willing to do the same thing, that don't give a fuck. Like, bro, I'd destroy all y'all if I have to. In order to keep this system what it is and to do the things that I want to do, yes, I will destroy every one of you. Every, like, period. That's, you know, people say that's crazy. But to me, I don't feel like it's crazy. I don't like, well, where I'm at now, back in the days, I would have looked at it as being something wild, but now I don't look at it like that because, you know, the actions of ancient people to justify the orange. Nah, see, you don't see, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say things that you probably ain't going to understand. You can say that, but let me know where I'm lying at. What's your name? Romancer. Let me know where I'm lying at. Don't tell me I'm using excuses or I'm using ancient people. I'm saying what happened. I'm not here to just say what I think or what I believe. I'm talking about historical facts. We wrote them down. We showed them to each other. We passed them on, so when stuff like this happened, we know what history showed us. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Like, I didn't make this world. This is one thing you have to understand too. I did not make this thing. I'm living in it just like you. The crazy thing about me and you, I'm going to tell you the difference between me and you, the ones that don't understand what I'm saying when I say it. The difference between me and you, I know I don't control it. I know I'm watching the patterns of life. See, you want to control things. You think things should be your way, but it's not. This is just the way shit is. I didn't create this way. I didn't make this way. I'm just saying what's happening and what's going on. If you can't see that, you can't tell. Like, bro, you tell, listen, we can go into the Bible and see where God told them, when you go over there, destroy everybody and everything. Destroy, don't take nothing. Don't take their gold, don't take their jewels, don't take their gods. This is history. I didn't make this history, so don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. I didn't make this history, but you can't say I'm wrong. It's one thing that you can't say. I'm not justifying the orange man. I didn't vote for the orange man. I don't even vote. I don't even follow the orange man. So you're all the way out by saying that because you're just not trying to understand what I'm saying. I'm saying, if you a gang leader, if you a leader of a nation, a tribe, a cartel, a gang, there's certain things that you as that leader has to be ready for in calling shots and doing things. And a lot of them, they just into destruction. That's not saying I'm into destruction. All I'm doing is going over what it is, what's happening. You feel me? Yeah, I'm just saying, bro, like, this ain't about feelings. I ain't even trying. I'm just saying what history has said. That, like, history said this, history showed this. So, see, you won't be strong enough to go, okay, I know those people over there will find any way to destroy us. So what we're going to do, we're going to go in and we're going to wipe them all out. See, a lot of you don't have that strength. You have that peaceful shit. So, like, say, if you warring with a nation, like, we'll be the type to go, okay, nah, because, like, okay, I know y'all seen the Viking shit, the whole Viking little TV show episode. Did you see what happened with the Vikings? Like, when they were going into all these different places over there in, like, London and all of, and they were destroying things. They come in, they kill everybody. They knock everybody down. They didn't have no problem with that. They go in, they knock everybody down, and they take over their shit. Period. That's what they did. When you think about Genghis Khan, what did he do? They went in, they destroyed everybody, laid everybody down. You know why? But every time, if you watch on the Viking little TV show, it showed you. Every time they went in and they took over and they let somebody be cool and they try to let them be free, what did that person do? That person never did like them, even though they said, okay, you can live in my society and you can be in my society. Their whole thought of being in their society was revenge. Now they're thinking about revenge. They going, okay, when I get my shit right, oh yeah, I'm about to destroy you. I'm going to take back over. And like you'll see with the Vikings, that's what was happening. It's like, even when they went in and destroyed people, the ones that they destroyed when they took over, you feel me? Like, if they leave to go conquer somewhere else, these people went over there and conquered they shit while they was gone. So I'm just saying, that's just the way it is, bro. I did not make this shit, bro. I did not make this shit. I did not make this world. I just live in this world just like you. And this is just me looking at the world going, dang, ain't nothing new. So while you sitting up here looking at it, going, oh, well, that's wrong. And this ain't nothing new. It was written in history. It happened in history time and time again. Like, even with us as black folks, they tried to destroy us. It didn't work. It didn't work. Even with the Jews, with what Hitler did, he tried to destroy all of them. What's the other one in Africa? Hotel Rwanda. They tried to destroy a whole race. They tried to knock everybody out. I'm going to just, okay, if we can't win, look, matter of fact, because y'all going to poison us. This is the way they be thinking. They're going to, like, you can't think as a civilian when you looking at these things. You can't think as a slave. You got to think as a king. You got to think as a president. You got to think like that. If you can't step outside of how you think and how you feel about life because you want life to be what you want it to be, it's not that. It's not, and that's just what it is. It's not even what I want it to be. Because if it was what I wanted to be, we wouldn't even be doing none of this. I wouldn't go to war for what? Like, we need people to live. We need people to be here. I want people to get old and die. Go to war? Like, wait, hold on. But no, we don't think like that. We can't. We can't fathom it. Because we're not kings. We're not presidents. We don't have that leadership of even going to war with somebody. Like, this was always, it was also talked about with, what's that one book with, the one ancient book with, dang, I keep on forgetting what it's called, bro. It's the Indian book, the one where it's Krishna and the other guy, and he's telling Krishna he don't want to go war with the people because those are his people, those are his family, those are his elders, and Krishna had to break it down to him, because he was scared. See, now when you think about it, that's why they set certain people up to be and rule these certain places, because everybody don't have the heart to make the moves that they have to make, even if it's with destroying somebody that you feel like is trying to destroy you or your people or your foundation. Like, we wouldn't understand that, because right now, like, if somebody came, if your neighbor was attacking and running in your house and trying to do something to you and your family, see, you'll go, okay, yeah, bam, you'll try to knock them down. Like, you'll try to do something to them. And in a lot of senses, we won't even do that. You feel me? They'll come in and they'll be trying to kill us. And we'll go, when they go to jail, we'll go, well, I forgive them. You know, won't even want them to get a gang of time after they done came and tried to kill us and stuff like that. See, but that's how we think. And I understand and I get that. And I'm not saying that, you know, I don't know when the world gonna be ended. I'm just saying, bro. That's just what it is, bro. Hey, I'm just saying, this is what it is, bro. You feel me? For a divine right. Like, I'm advocating for a divine right, bro. You don't even know what the fuck. Like, people talk about divine and they talk about all that stuff and they don't even really understand it. Like you talk about it, but I think you don't really understand it, bro. Because like we'll sit around and we'll pray and we'll have this big belief of God want this to happen and God want that to happen. But look what's happening. Despite of what you want and what you think should happen, what's happening is happening. And you're not even creating it. So, like, don't get mad at me because I just see it differently than you. I ain't never said it was right, but if I was looking through the eyes of the president or somebody that's running things, oh, every move I'm going to make going to be right. Just like you, looking at it through the eyes of a civilian. Every move you make is going to be right. But you're not looking at it through the eyes of a person that's leading the whole nation. Like, you're not looking at it like that. You're looking at it through the eyes of on the chessboard. We'll be looking at it through the eyes of the pond. And then we'll try to look at it through the eyes of the king or the queen. And the king and the queen ain't even the ones who's working the chessboard. It's the person that's sitting on the outside playing the game that's working the chessboard. So we gonna always get it wrong, bro, the way we look at it, but it is what it is, bro. I'm gonna say it again. I didn't create this shit. I didn't create this war. I don't want I didn't create none of these wars that's going on. So don't get mad at me. I'm not supporting the orange man. I'm not supporting anybody but me, my family. The ones for me. But as far as supporting Donald Trump, I ain't supporting him, but I understand. Like I said, looking at it from the perspective of that I'm looking at it from. If you're looking at it from the perspective of a king or as a ruler or as something like that, there's like when you look at Kim Jong-il or any one of these other rulers over there, look, like I said, bro, like Donald Trump fired Pam Bondi. Look, in other places, she would have been knocked off. They would have got rid of her. She would have disappeared off the face of the planet. They would, like, everybody that opposed them over in them other countries that oppose the person that's in rule, they get abolished. They don't even exist no more. They get all taken out. They lay them all out straight and do it in front of everybody so everybody can see it. So you know what happens if you oppose us. That's how, and this is what's crazy. If you go back in ancient times, that was happening too. Back in ancient times, that's what they did. See, the reason I be bringing up ancient times because I told you, bro, it's a pattern to this shit. It's a pattern. And everything follows the same rule, and it does the same thing over and over again. It's just looked at through new eyes. That's the reason I bring up the ancient shit, because how can you not bring that up with what's going on? Because everything that happened over time led to what's going on today, led to how we rule today, led to how we think today, led to how we grow today, led to what we are today. Everything that happened back then. So when your favorite musician wanted to be a musician, what did they do? Think about this, though. Let me put it to you in this way so you really get it and understand it, since you can't understand me just talking straight, not using big words. Every musician that you knew had another musician that they looked up to, and they sung all their songs. They listened to all their music. Every painter that you know, artist that you know, what did they do? They studied other artists. Every person this is what we did. So now just think, if you're being a president, what are you studying rulers now? Different systems that ruled. Every ruler that came before you, you're studying. You're studying every president. From everywhere, not just the United States. You studying every king, every ruler, every person that was in that position. You studying. And those tactics are coming from the people that came before you, that ruled before you. Just like singers do. Just like artists do. Just like we do in many other terms, in many other ways. Like when we studying something or we're trying to be something, we go look at the people that open that lane up to make it what it is. We go look at the greatest, like Donald Trump would be looking at the greatest rulers. And a lot of times, I guarantee you, like me not even watching Donald Trump, I bet you he be quoting some of their quotes. I bet you he be saying some of the things that they say. Like even the way he try to rule things, you see a little Kim Jong-il in there. You see a little Putin from Russia with everything that Trump does. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. All around my country, the only one that matters. Let's see. I've been all around the country. The only one that matters. Let's see. I know your neighbors, practice elders. Yeah, I'm just saying, bro. You know, I'm just saying, like every musician, first thing they started doing was singing somebody old songs. They started singing that the person that they loved the most. You feel me? Even rappers, they started doing the songs from the people that they loved the most. Like when singers first came out, like you'll see them like who was that? They were singing Whitney Houston songs first before they even Mahali, I forgot. I don't know how to say her name. A lot of these singers, this is just what they do. So presidents do the same thing. They just do. That's all I'm saying. They do the same thing. They go and study every person that ruled. They study the dictators. I guarantee you they studied Hitler. I guarantee you they studied everybody that was big as being either a president, a dictator, whatever they were. They followed these leaders, the kings. They probably even went in and studied the King of David in the Bible. And all of them, they all did the same thing, bro. They had to have the heart to do certain things that other people wouldn't do or couldn't do. Even if they were wrong. Even if they were wrong. Like that's the cold part about it. Even if they was wrong, they did that. You feel me? I'm just saying. Let's see. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Only open-minded person here. Nah, you got it, bro. You got, like, despite what, you gotta be open-minded at this shit. And like, I'm not looking at, if I was looking at it from my perspective, yeah, I'll be like, he wrong. He ain't right. What he doing is not cool. Like, yeah, I would be saying that. But what am I gonna say that for? Because what I'm saying is not gonna change what he's doing. It's not. That's what it's not gonna do. It's not gonna change what he's doing. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I like the trolls sometimes because they be trying to be funny. But I'm gonna tell you, you can't tell me I'm wrong though. Like, fact check me and come back and tell me I'm wrong and where I'm wrong at, and then I'll address that. Other than that, you feel me? You can say all you want, because, I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say to me bounces off me and sticks to you. Remember that old saying? So I'm saying, like, let people say, because they just show their ignorance, and that's cool. That's cool. Which, I'll be ignorant at times. I ain't going to hold you. I do myself. But it is what it is, all right? It is what it is. That's why I don't be kicking people out all the time unless they just get real stupid. You feel me? When they start saying the N-word, I kick them out. Other than that, bro, let them be. Let them just, yeah, trolls gonna troll. Like, what's the use of even doing this shit if you wasn't gonna have haters or you wasn't gonna have trolls? Like, what's the use of doing it? You feel me? Yeah, ignorance is a light way of, is a good way of saying it. That's it. See, Trump has never read anything about great leaders. I think so, because Trump, in the past, I heard people say, different things that he quoted. So I guarantee you he learned something. Like, he learned some things. He ain't just jumped in there, and then that's just like you with anything. You're going to go and you're going to learn. You feel me? You're going to go learn about what you're getting into. That's just what it is. Let's see, host, you say you look at the chessboard as a leader. Do leaders have special traits that allow them to view the bride differently? No, they already have I feel like the person that's playing the chess game, they already have a way that they look at it. Each person that goes into a chess game, they already, actually, sometimes, depending on who they playing, they already know what they gonna do. They know how they gonna move their players. I'm just saying, they already know. They, it's just what it is, bro. I'm just saying, I didn't make this shit, all right? I didn't make this shit. This country is just a joke right now. This country always, I think every country is a joke. Don't get me started about each country. Every country is a joke, period. Because, we all got somebody that's ruling that we all follow. We always got these rulers that we follow and we stand behind. And it don't even be the people usually. It be the one that's running the shit. But it's controlled in many ways. We know that. It's controlled in so many different ways. 4D chess. Iran is struggling with checkers. I think they friends. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I always said I think the higher, because if you they can still sit down together and have a normal conversation. The leaders, like, it be the people still funking with each other, but the leaders can meet up at an undisclosed location and sit down and have a conversation. So I'm like, which they probably always having conversations, probably like the courtroom. Remind me of the courtroom. Like, you got the prosecutor, you got the defendant, and you got the judge. And then after the case is over, they all go to lunch together. You feel me? Like, type shit. Like, they all go to lunch together. It's into mouse. Dang, Allah actually translate into what? What the heck? I ain't never heard that one before, bro. That's what I ain't even gonna say that. I ain't even gonna say that. Yeah, golly. Let's see why a side will fall, because that's simply untrue. Why your side will fall, because that's simply untrue. I think every side gonna fall. That's okay. Look, it's wild, right? Okay, even okay. Like people, truth. What the fuck? Why people always be trying to say truth? Like really, even when you think about truth, it's subjective. Half the time, the truth be a lie in itself. It be a lie that you done made true to yourself. And who said it was true? Yourself always says it's true. Like when it's your understanding and it's your belief, yourself gonna make you right. And yourself is gonna always only see things to make you right. You feel me? But every system is going to fall. Like we didn't wrote history about falling systems. But the system, being that it's alive and it lives within us, because we create the system and we keep the system running and we keep the system what it is. But they all fall and they all change. They all just do it. He said, Google it. I don't need to Google it, bro. I'm not Googling nothing. I'm living in a different planet than the He said, I feel like I'm living on a different planet than the chat. Hey, exactly. Hey, it'd be wild, right? Because I'm going to tell you, I don't never like to talk about politics because I don't even do politics. But when I seen this, I just had to kind of make this video, just see what people was talking about it. And it's wild how people just hurry up and pick sides. Like, we so quick to pick sides. And the same thing that Donald Trump is doing, we'll start doing to each other. But, like, we won't see it. Like, you'll be doing it to me and say Donald Trump is doing this, but then you'll do the same thing Donald Trump is doing to me. Of me just speaking on it and saying how I feel about it and what I see about it. But I get it, though. I understand, bro. I'm telling you, I understand. I get it. That's it. And that's why it happens. That's why it happens. But it's just part of the game. It's part of the game. You feel me? I said, man, like, people ain't NPCs, bro. We more like we program to just be a certain way. We program to stick and hold on to our beliefs that we have. And anybody opposing them is just, they ugly, they demons, they all different types of things. And, notably, that's how it's been for a long time. That's why I be saying, bro, I said, man, we got the Neanderthal thinking mind frame today that we had back when it was Neanderthals. Like, we got that thinking today. Like, we so programmed to be a certain way, and then the way that we are, we think everybody should be like that, or everything should be like that. No, that ain't. I'm sorry to tell you, that's not how it works. It's not how it works. And the way that you are, you can't make and will not be able to ever make the world be the way that you think the world should be. I tried it already. Like, I've tried it already. You ain't gonna change this thing. Like, you can say how you feel, and you can be mad at everybody, and you can walk around angry, pointing fingers. It's not gonna change shit. This world is what it is. And don't get mad at the people. Don't even get mad at yourself, because you didn't make it. You didn't make it what it is. You didn't make it what this is right here. You feel me? Programmed by who, though? Programmed by the ones that's doing the programming, by the ones that want you to talk the way you talk and walk the way that you walk, the ones that control a lot of the stuff that's getting put on air, put on TV, put on YouTube, put in the mainstream. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? We don't know the specific person that's doing it, but we know that the narrative is being created and generated by somebody, and it's getting put out there to where everybody is believing and they're running with it. So it turns out to be that person ends up being you because, you know, you accepting the certain things that's going on. So it turns out to where it starts to be you because you said, this is true, that ain't true, that's real, that's not real. It turns out it's you. So when you running around thinking the world is confused, it's really just ourselves that is confused. It's not the world. The world is doing what it do. So now, if you're confused, if I'm confused, like, I don't have no problem saying that I was confused or I'm confused on a lot of different things. I have no problem saying that. But if I'm confused and the whole world is confused, but the world thinks they're confusing to be reality. Now think about that though, right? I'm confused. You're confused. Everybody's confused. Who's actually right? Who's actually right? Is your side right? Is the Bible right? Is the Quran right? Is the Tad Al-Jin right? Is the Mormon Bible right? What's right? Oh, you decided it was that? Okay. Yeah, for you, it's going to be right. And everything outside of it is going to be wrong. So everybody's fighting for this right thing because it's different than the opposite that's on that side. So it's like that's another one thing that we just do. We fight for this thing that we so-called say is right because this is what we feel, this is what we believe. Even if the whole world don't believe it and don't accept it and don't believe it, long as you do. And then you try to get other people to join the fight. You feel me? It's like, it's crazy, bro, but we all have our different beliefs in this thing. And I think, you know, a lot of times we just can't accept other people's beliefs, whether they wrong or right, whether we wrong or we right. Like, this shit is just it's just a gumbo pot of bullshit. Yeah, no, for real. That's why I say all truths are but half truths. All lies are half lies. You know, because it depends on the individual that is like really playing the game, because the individual is the one that's playing the game. Like, you the controller of your own thoughts on what you see and what's going on. So depending on where you raised at, your shit just gonna be different. Like, you know, I always say that, bro. If I was raised in China, if I was born in China as a Chinese, would I be thinking like this? Would I look at the world that I look at it as a black person in America? If I was raised in Africa, would I be looking at the world through this lens that I'm looking at it through right now? If I was raised in Germany, in France, in Britain, in Australia, my language would be different. My everything would be different. I wouldn't even look at the world the way I look at the world right now. You too. Like, period. Like, you wouldn't even look at the world you look at the way you look at it right now through the lens you're looking at it. You was trained to look at it that way. You was trained to look at the world the way you look at the world from the environment you was born in. And it said, hey, we do things like this. No, we don't do it like that. We do it like this. Every time you try to walk away from it and try to make your decision over here, no, it said, no, stop. Stop jumping on that couch. That couch ain't made to be jumped on. It's a place to sit. You were trained. You feel me? You were trained to be a certain way. And that way, you made it even stronger as you got older. As we got older, we just made it stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's just what it is, bro. That's just what it is. Because the people we warn against, they look at things to be right on their side. And like on our side, we'll be looking at it as what we doing is right. And on their side, following us, they'll be looking at it as it's right. And it'll go back and forth. And we'll just be playing tennis. Now we just on playing tennis until the ball goes out of bounds or until somebody wins. But who's right, though, really, in a sense? Most people, thanks for subscribing, Tom. Let's see, most people protesting are from rich family or well off, never really worked. I don't know. Probably, man. Probably. And see, and then it'd be the game. They'd be like the Democrats and the Republicans and the Democrats, and like what it really boils down to is us. It's us, because like our families, our people is the ones that's Democrats and Republicans. Like, that's what be crazy, bro. Like, this shit is fucking barnacles. It's barnacles. When I talk about it, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I'll be feeling kind of slow, because it's like, I want to be part of it, but it's like, it really holds no weight to me no more. It just don't. It don't hold, a lot of shit don't hold weight to me, because it's like, this is what they want us to do with each other. Like, while they're sitting back, creating these wars and doing what they do, and having us go out and fight, because we the pawns in the game, and have us go out and we're fighting everybody and doing all the things, they just kind of sit back and they just get money off of it, off our demise. Like, they sit back and they get rich and get money off of what we doing. Like, it's, and then and sometimes I think it even goes beyond money. I don't know what, like, I think it goes beyond that sometimes. I don't know if it's control, the power structure, or whatever, but I think it even goes beyond money. Like, I always, like, when I see like rich people, right? Like, so-called rich people, like the ones that we would see in videos with, you know, stacks of cash, 6ix9ine, different ones with stacks of cash and showing all this cash. I feel like the real wealthy people, they don't touch cash. It's like cash is like something that, you know, like it looks sickening. Too many people that had their hands on it. You know, too many people at the bottom didn't touched it. So it's like, I don't even want to touch that stuff. Feel me? I'll get a card and it'll be mine. It's like, I don't even want to touch the money. The people touch the money. Like, this is simple as that. Bro, look into Epstein. What part of Epstein? What part of Epstein you saying to say? Oh no, let him keep talking. He ain't got nothing to do. It's, you know, it's better if he here. That's a, you know. He can say shut up, because I ain't. Let's see. Yeah, but what you were saying about Epstein though. Let's see, freedom of speech. Let's see, always have been the same. What's wrong? Don't play. It's all mental trickery. Yes, it is, bro. And like I'm gonna tell you, right, that this channel is not called True Life Stories for nothing. Cause, you know, I'm gonna just be reacting to shit, but then I'm gonna get a real take on it, that the way I feel from just my experiences. Like, you know, it's all trickery. It's all a game. You know, it's all a game that's being played. And you know, they're using us to keep the game going. Cass is the dirtiest thing in the world. Yeah, that shit got so many so it did touch so many hands. And people that, you know, and there's a lot of people out there, you know, I'm not one of them, that use the restroom. You don't even wash your hands after you use the restroom. You be digging in your nose. Then you go to the store and you you pull your money out and you pay for stuff after just flicking a booger across the street. You feel me? You don't wash your hands when you just unclean. So money carry all that shit, bro, from all these different people that don't wash their hands. Politics has a huge part to play in everything. No, it does, because that's what the system is like. It's controlling the system. Like, okay, it's crazy, right? Because like when I look at a lot of like our ancient writings or what we would call scriptures, I see them differently nowadays. So like even when I look at the Bible, and the Bible is talking about Babylon, and when it's talking about Babylon, see, they tried to make Babylon out to be one certain nation. And Babylon is all the different nations. Like it even said it. It says something about it, about all the different nations riding the riding the beast, right? So if all the nations is like Babylon, and you know Babylon fell, which every nation will fall, then all these nations or or like riding the prostitute. And then like we give the power to all these nations. See, us as people, we have the power. Like and I think we don't realize that. Like we don't realize that we have the power. The people is the power. Like you don't create a great nation with just one person being in that place. No, you create nations off of people, off of the people. So when all the people come together, they make the nation. So if you was to take all the people from the United States and put them in Alaska, Alaska would be the United States. If you was to take all the people and anywhere you put them, that place will become that great nation. It don't matter where on earth you put them at, because the people is the thing that creates the nation. It ain't the president. It's not the place in itself. It's the people. So in order to have a nation, the nation has to be ran a certain way. It got to have rules. It got to have all these different principles. It got to have all these different things. But without the people, it wouldn't have nothing. It wouldn't even be a thing without the people, because the people make it what it is, because really it's an illusion. When you think of China, you think of Japan, you think of Africa, you think of all these different places, they're really just an illusion. They're the illusion that we created to name the place we were in. Really, those places don't exist. We just created the line around the shit and we said we gonna call it this. We drew a line around it. We gonna call it the Americas. We're gonna call it the United States. Really, that shit is just an illusion. So once we named it that and we told everybody this is where you're at, this is what it's called, everybody that comes here, what do? They feed into the illusion. They say, oh yeah, this is America. This is the United States. Really, it's not. I hate to say it, it's not. But this is what we believe. We all came together and we actually said this and said, this is the United States. That's China. We came together and we actually said that, but we creating illusions. Like we create illusions all the time, bro. And then then the illusion actually comes to life and it becomes an entity with what? The people. Now, since all the people come together and they agree on it, that's what the place is. Because all the people came together and said it. You feel me? United States of Israel. Let's see. If you want to see what you call American culture, go to Native American Reservation. Let's see. We have every shape and color. We're either the most advanced or the least. Yeah, it's wild, bro. It's I don't know. This should be crazy. But we that's why I said, bro, we don't understand. Like we create so many and generate so many realities like over and over again, and we create all these different places that don't exist, but we make them something. You feel me? It's like the weirdest thing. I didn't get it at first. I think what made me really understand it or come to terms with it and be able to accept it is just, diving in, taking hella mushrooms and then seeing it and seeing myself not separate from anything on the planet. Like everything was one thing, my computers, everything. Every time I seen that, I never wanted to accept it, that everything was like this one thing, that, okay, we were the ones, because you think a lion walking in Africa right now is going, yeah, because we in Africa and this is Africa. You think a mountain lion in the mountains of California is going, yeah, because I'm in the mountains of California. You think a bird flies when a bird flies from here to Texas, do you think he told her, hey, I'm about to go to Texas? Do you think the animals no, this is what humans do. Only human, this is the human shit. Don't have nothing to do with nature. This is what humans do. They make it a name, and then that name comes alive, because everything, like the one thing that I keep trying to say is everything is spirit. That people don't understand that everything is spirit. So If everything is spirit and everything is spiritual and everything is this one thing, anything that you make so within your mind or you decide to believe is going to be so. That's what it is, because you fact checked it and you said it was true. That's when it became true, because before you accepted it, it wasn't true. It wasn't nothing. It didn't mean anything. It didn't hold no weight. It couldn't even exist within you because it wasn't nothing. So it's like, no, we come together and we make everything true. We would, like, that's just what we do. We just make everything true, bro. Like, as a people, let's say everything sound like and frequency. Yeah, it is. Everything is sound, light, and frequency. Like, that's the scary part, bro. But it's beautiful at the same time, because once you start understanding it, you only see patterns. You see patterns of everything. Like, everything goes in patterns, like how they always talk about the flower of life. And you see the flower of life the way they even shape it. And when you, like, see it on shrooms or something, you see the pattern of life. And then you go to, like, a sunflower, and it has that same pattern. And then you think about our thoughts and the way our mind thinks. It goes in that same pattern. If the way our minds work, that's the way even our nations grow, in that same pattern. Because everything in life follows a certain pattern that it has to stick to in order to even exist, bro. So this guy is talking about being Native American, and you're proud of America. What's time? General West Cluster. Oh, American culture. I got both. I got both on my side. I got Indians on one side, Freeman on the other. Which, that's a long story. Even dipping into history is a long story, bro. That's just my spirit animal. Hey, think about that though. Even the Sasquatch, bro. Everybody believe in the Sasquatch. So you can't say the Sasquatch ain't real, even though nobody never took a real good picture of it, or anything like that. It don't stop it from being real. It's still real. Let's see, it all comes down to currency, not a certain place. I can understand that. I can understand that right there. Because that was one thing that I learned about, like, with sports. You feel me? The city that was making the most money always had the best sports team. Like this. And that team was always elevated more than others, because whenever the games happened, a lot of people was going to show up and pay money to see this team play. So you feel me? So... But I believe that it's currency. It is about that money, man. It's about that money. But we came together and we said money was the shit, though, too. We all agreed on that. We all agreed on that right there. We all agreed on the money thing. So we can't say nothing about the rich and the poor, because we all agreed on the money thing. And every time, look, this is the crazy thing, right? You can't have rich without poor, right? So if everybody wants to be rich, who's going to play the poor people? Like, if you want to be rich, you want to be wealthy and all that, who's going to play the poor people? For you to be wealthy and to have money and to be rich, it's going to have to be somebody out there being poor on the other side. So, ain't that some shit, though? Think about that. Like, if you want to be rich, there's going to have to be some poor people for you to be rich, because everybody can't be it. Everybody can't be rich. And, it's a yin-yang whole society. So, yeah, it's all about balance. But that's the thing, right? We don't want balance. Like, when you think in the world, we don't want balance. We want to be better than. A lot of us is like, fuck balance. Like, I want to be better than them, or better than them, or better than that, or richer than that. We don't look at balance. That's the last thing that we think of. But the balance is what make everything even for everybody. For everybody. But we don't want it to work for everybody. We only want it to work for the people we want it to work for. Everybody else, we be like, fuck them. Tell the truth. Like, be real. Like my mama say, tell the truth, shame the devil. Tell the truth, shame the devil. You feel me? Like, you want it to be better for our people, not for everybody. Like me, I want it to be good for everybody. I ain't gonna hold you, but I know that's not a thing. Like, so me saying that is just like crazy, because it's like I want it to be good for everybody. I wish everybody was good and we didn't have to worry about famines. We didn't have to worry about war. We didn't all, like, it was all peaceful everywhere. You can go anywhere. It didn't matter. It didn't even cost you to go over to Switzerland. You could just go because it was a time that it was a plane that was leaving and anybody that wanted to go visit could just get on it. You know, no, we don't want that. We like the separation because we like to feel better than others. Like, there's no better thing than feeling better than your opposing side or than what you oppose. Like, that's a high right there in itself. For you to feel better than somebody else that you think is against you or somebody that don't like you is like a cocaine high. Like, you get high off of that. That's why when you see somebody opposing, like I do it too, we jump down their throats because it's a high, bro. to China and say, hey, this is your problem now. Say, always give our military to China and say, hey, this is your problem now. Man, no. China gonna take it and destroy everything. You feel me? Like, the way China got their people, look at what they did. Like, think about what China, like, what they literally did when people got out of office and when one person started running and start running the country. They destroyed all the teachings, or they rewrote them and wrote themselves in all they fucking books. In all they religious beliefs, they wrote themselves and their families in there. That's what they did. They did that, and everybody had to accept it. So your kids won't even know. They just come up learning that the president, he was born from a woman of God, and and he was from Virgin Mary. That was really our president. Our president was really Jesus. You don't believe me? Look, it says it right here. They rewrote all they shit to follow. Yeah, like it's weird, bro. And all them people over there, they had to agree to it. They couldn't do nothing. They couldn't do nothing. Psychological warfare, huh? America got his ass kicked in Vietnam. What do you think China would do? America? Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, what you mean? What China would do? China, I think any country, if it had the power, it would try to do what it can to take over everything. Now we can go. Let's check our history. Let's go back in history. Ain't that what the Vikings was doing? Ain't that what Genghis Khan was doing? They was trying to take over. They was trying to rule the world. They were trying to rule the world. If they had to unalive everybody in the world to make that happen, they was gonna do it. They was even unaliving each other. Like, you know what's the funniest thing, right? I know y'all watch Futurama. Remember when Futurama, Fry and them had to do that delivery to that company that was all the way on another planet, and when they went, the guy that they were delivering the package to, all the people were made out of liquid. So they went to go deliver the package. He wasn't in there. So Fry seen the soda right there, and a bottle of water. He just took it and he drank it. And come to find out, it was the king, and he didn't know it was the king. So he had to be king. He had to take the king position. So when he took the king position, everything he was doing, they was trying to unalive him. They was trying to basically stick straws in him and drink him, because that's how they was doing each other. You'll be king, and then they'll come and they'll another person that wanted to be king come and just drink you. You feel me? Through a straw or whatever. And that's how our kings was doing. Like, you'll be running things, bro, and it'll be somebody else want to sit in your place. They'll just get you up out of there. They'll just knock you off and take over the whole system. So I don't know. That's the way I look. I don't look at Trump as doing anything that ain't been done in the past. You feel me? And he just gonna get worse. That's it. Oh, dang, oh no, I thought my thing went dead. They say, well, you better not be eating any bacon. Said somebody must have said something about bacon. I missed that. Let's see. China's poor people are in the same boat as ours. It's more of a rival than an enemy. Yeah, I was watching that on China, right? And how you had the young people over there faking. They were paying people to make it seem like they was working at a job or something, you know, or they were doing things, buying cars, like expensive cars, because when they come home to visit the family, the parents wanted them to have nice cars in order so they could think they were rich, and really they were struggling. So when they come home in this brand new car, most of their money is just going into the car. It's not even, you know, they don't even got money like that. Everything they making is paying to pay for this car to keep up a image. Thanks for subscribing, Gary. But it's almost like they were doing things to keep up an image, that, you know, to make it seem like they were rich. Like when I started looking at a lot of stuff on China, bro, it had me confused. And it didn't, because I wouldn't think it would be any different. Like the way that the United States is being ran and what's going on, like from the homeless all the way up to the rich, I don't think any other country would be doing anything too much differently. Like the structure will still be the same. You got the rich and you got the poor and you got the poor. I don't think anyone would be any different. But just seeing China do that, because I always thought China was like rich. I didn't even think China had homeless people. I'm not gonna hold you. The way they used to make China look, I didn't think they had homeless people. And then I started seeing it. Like, look, this would let me know it'd be the same everywhere. The Olympics. Whenever they have the Olympics, when you start seeing where they going to have the Olympics at, because it was a place they was having it in China, and they had to clean out all the homeless people and like clean it up because it was dirty as hell. They did the same thing here when they was having I forgot where they was having the Olympics. And then, you know, you got the homeless people that live around the fucking stadium and all that. They had to clean it out. They had to clean it up and get people away from there because they know TV cameras, everything going to be over here. We don't want people to see this side. Every country always try to hide their shit. Every country always try to hide their bullshit, like, and try to show all the good stuff. But I don't know, white people though, y'all good, because y'all will go to other people's country and y'all be making documentaries on their shit. And it'd be terrible. You like, the video be good as hell, but you'll be showing, look, this is why you don't want to come over here, because it's ugly. It's ugly as hell. Look at what they doing. Look, they eating pug. When I seen that, I said, wait. They taking old chicken out the garbage cans. From not even out the garbage can, bro. They go to the dump site where all the stuff is getting dumped, and they go through all the food, and they get all the chicken bones and old food out. If it look good right there, they just eat it. Then they take all these old bones of eating food that people didn't ate, the rich people that they ate and threw away, and they take it back to their little city, and they rinse it with all types of water and different things, and then they reflour it and cook it again. And it was like everybody was buying it though. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Like, y'all already been eating chicken? Like, so I'm gonna tell you, you people that be doing that and going over and showing that shit, man, big ups. Because we would have never known. We would have just thought everything was good. I think we'll look down on our country at times and think other places is better than here. And now I go, man, this is the best time to be in America right now. It's crazy, but it ain't crazy like a lot of other places. Our homeless don't get as low as a lot of other places. And I'm not saying it's anywhere better, but right now, bro, this is one of the best places to be. And it makes sense why a lot of immigrants or a lot of people in other countries want to come over here. Like it makes sense. Because we take care of everybody. Like the system is kind of set up to take care of everybody. Like black people, we went through our things. We still go through it, but it's always been that. But the way the system was tried was supposed to be set up was to look out for everybody. And like even our poor, to where our poor didn't have to be poor. The ones who couldn't get a job could get a money, be able to survive. Like you feel me? Oh, you welcome. No, you welcome. You welcome. Hey, it's been a minute since I just sat here and just talked about shit. It's been a long time, but I kind of like to do that so you can see how I really think about things. You know, like what I really feel about shit. You know, because like I said, I'm a like with FBA shit, I'm always back my people on whatever. You feel me? But I don't like to be the one to spread hate. You feel me? Like I want everything to be good for everybody. I want everybody to survive and be good. Like that's the one thing. That's, you know, we always was taught that. We want everybody to be good. Everybody. But it ain't, it's just, that ain't what it is. I seen a village eating the village dog. I was disturbed. Yeah, you start seeing that stuff, it throw you all the way off. I saw a video on Cheez-Its and will never eat them again. On cheese, oh yeah. Oh my God, yeah, Cheez-Its, hot dogs. And it's crazy. My uncle told me about hot dogs a long time ago, how they make it. But all in all, yeah, bro, I just be wanting everybody to be good. You like all in a sense. But it don't be that. He said don't be a dick in the box. I'm stealing that, bro. No, I ain't gonna steal that. Hey. That's a good one though. That's a good one. But yeah. But I gotta go. I gotta end this live. And you know, depending on if my son got basketball practice, I might be back after the practice. But I thank y'all for watching. This was like enjoyable, and you know, it was cool. You feel me? Even with the trolls and everything, bro. I love trolls. It'd be crazy. A lot of people troll this channel and then end up being a subscriber and staying around. So you feel me? Stick around. It's always good. It's always a good chat. Cause I don't like even if I'm wrong, bro, I don't mind being called wrong, cause I'm gonna be wrong a gang of times at the same time. But don't like make it seem like I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. If I'm saying something wrong, say that. Say what I'm saying wrong. And then we can fact check it. I'll fact check it. Cause you know, like it's what it is. I ain't right all the time, you feel me? But it is what it is. But he said, I swear I just Googled Allah. Yeah, y'all take care. Take care too, man. I thank y'all for watching. It's always an enjoyable live. It's always lit. I usually come on between 9 and 10 o'clock. And then I'll do a live, and then I'll try to get a couple in a day, just depending on what I'm doing, like with the family, or, you know, if I'm out working. It just depends. So I don't know. I wish I had a Pacific time, but it'd be so. I got a family, all right? I got kids. I got a wife. So you feel me? Like she gonna be thinking I'm cheating on her or something. I don't know. No, I'm just playing. But I don't know. But I do come on in the morning between 9 and 10 every day. Except like Sunday, I'm not going to be going live on Sundays, but like, you know, yeah. So between 9 and 10, and then a couple of times after that throughout the day, depending on what's going on. So I'll be back. Don't worry about it. I just got to handle my business before I handle my business. So I'll see y'all soon. I thank y'all for joining. The people that's new here, the people that subscribe, the people that donated. I don't ask for donations. I don't care. But if you want to, you know, that's the only reason I put this Cash App up, because somebody asked me to. So if y'all want to donate, or if you want to donate to the channel. But on that note, I thank everybody. Thank you. Be yourself. Keep being yourself. Keep on being you. Keep on doing you. You feel me? Don't let nobody throw you off. Keep it upright. But you don't have to donate, but you have to hit the like button. At least if you hit the like button. That's the only thing I ask. Like, period. Hit the like button. That's it.